And moving on, US President Donald Trump's offer to resettle white South African farmers as refugees has been met with skepticism by many in the community. Now, despite Trump's claims that white South Africans are facing persecution, several prominent Afrikaner groups, including an Afriforum and the Solidarity Movement, have rejected this offer. Now, this comes after African President Cyril Ramaphosa defended his country's land reform policies. According to President Ramaphosa, the law seeks to address racial land ownership disparities, which left 3/4 of privately owned land in the hands of the white minority. Now, it's important to note that the law made it easier for the state to expropriate land in the public interest. The move sparked an international concerns with US President Donald Trump signing an executive order cutting all financial aid to South Africa. And justifying his decision, Trump took to his social media platform, Truth Social, claiming that South Africa was confiscating land and mistreating classes of people badly. He even offered to rehouse white South Africans as refugees fleeing persecution. Now, the order signed by him provided for resettlement in the US of Afrikaners in South Africa who are victims of unjust racial discrimination as refugees. The Afrikaners are mostly white descendants of early Dutch and French settlers who own most of the country's farmland. Now, despite Trump's offer, many white South Africans and Afrikaner groups are choosing to stay in their homeland and address the historical injustices of apartheid. In a joint media briefing on Saturday, Afriforum and the trade union Solidarity said white Afrikaners were going nowhere and the Afrikaners' future lies in Africa, especially in South Africa.
We have to state categorically, we don't want to move elsewhere. We are not going to ask our children now to move to another country. The fact is, our ancestors worked hard to make sure that we as a people are formed down the southern tip of Africa. We're not going to disrespect that. We also have the interests of future generations in mind. We also have to make sure that our culture is transferred to future generations.
We may disagree with the ANC, but we love the country. As in any community, there are individuals who wish to immigrate, but the repatriation of Afrikaners as refugees is not a solution for us. We want to build a future in South Africa.
This is very clear. We believe Afrikaners are indigenous to Africa. We belong in Africa. We don't want to be a protected minority group or be refugees in somebody else's country. We, as Orania, believe Afrikaners belong here in Africa. It is also our place, and we would also like to live here.
Meanwhile, Elon Musk has called for Julius Malema, leader of EFF, one of South Africa's opposition party, to be sanctioned. Musk called for Malema to be declared international criminal for his dangerous kill the Boer statement against Afrikaners. Now, Malema has hit back, calling Musk a typical racist and a direct beneficiary of apartheid whiteness. Now, for more on this, our correspondent Calden Ungmu has sent us this report from Johannesburg. Take a look.
Diplomatic tensions between South Africa and US are at an all-time high. During the weekend, a white lobby group said no thank you to Trump for his invite, but they did acknowledge his speedy intervention and concern for them. The group has been accused of spreading false narrative about South Africa. Some experts watching the development unfold between the two nations say the tensions have primarily been fueled by Pretoria seemingly strengthening ties with its BRICS partners like China, Russia and Iran, and less about South Africa's land laws. Washington has also accused Pretoria of taking aggressive position towards the US and its allies, including accusing Israel of genocide at the ICJ. Business groups does seem worried about what the future holds for both the countries. According to the most recent US government data, United States allocated nearly $440 million in assistance to South Africa in 2023. Trump's temporary freeze on funding for the US president's emergency plan for AIDS relief, PEPFAR, contributes 17% towards South Africa's HIV response, which amounts to about $400 million, which could severely affect the country's healthcare system and its economy. This is Calden Ormo from Johannesburg, South Africa. For WION, World is One.